Tonight, we have part 3 in our exclusive look at Lee Correctional Institution 5 years after the deadliest riots in South Carolina history rocked the prison. 7 inmates died after a 7-hour battle between feuding gangs. 22 others were badly injured. Director Brian Sterling shored up the security and safety protocols across the state, determined never to let this level of violence hit his prisons again. But the mindset, that's where some of the most profound changes needed to occur. Our investigative reporter Ann Emerson goes inside Lee 5 years after the riots. It's a story you'll only see on News 4.
Give me 1 second. Yes, sir? You want to talk to me?
Today, Director Brian Sterling is taking notes.
I've been in the same cell for 7 months. My toilet and sink don't work.
A broken toilet? Sterling investigates.
He's got water.
But what we find...
What you got over here? What's this?
...is not a broken toilet.
Oh, that's something that's stuck in there.
That's stuck in there.
Evidence of contraband.
You get a lot of complaints about electrical problems. This is in the outlet. That's how they light cigarettes. Not sure complaining was worth it for them.
It's not an easy job.
It's not an easy job. No, you get blamed for everything.
And changing mindsets holds the key.
You can't change people unless they want to be changed, as I think you just saw. I think you saw an example, and you'll see an example of people that want to be changed.
We head over to see that change. It's called the Academy of Hope.
This is a dorm of Crips, Bloods, gangster disciples, white supremacists. These are guys who would have killed each other if they saw each other on the streets. We took a big risk, and we put them together.
This is right after?
Soon after, yes.
Now they talk through their differences and teach others how to communicate with words rather than weapons.
Yeah, nice breed.
What you're doing to change the culture here at Lee, what are you doing that you think is making the difference?
A lot of us were these people. Me, myself, as being younger, I was a lot hot-headed, and didn't understand things the way that they are.
Community activist Tracy Fant is an integral part of the change. She oversees the program.
Many of them have been on lockup for years. Many of them have never had opportunity to learn or to be mentored or to be trained. And once I began to see these men who were once classified as the worst of the worst transform, it was just a miraculous feeling.
This inmate witnessed the riots. He says it looked like a medieval battlefield that night.
And it's something I wasn't used to, nor was I expecting. But with that all being said, I saw an opportunity for change to come about.
The changes are everywhere.
From the paint, to the lights, to the plants, to the TVs, to the things around us, it gives it a whole new vibe, and it makes you want to appreciate what you have.
And the goal is to spread that new vibe to the rest of the prison.
It takes the men that are in this program who have a level of influence across the yard to be trained to step up.
Being able to be the living example, I think that it gives them inspiration. You know what I'm saying? If I can change, you can change.
I'm one of the older guys here, so my thing that I do is teach class, and I try to show my experience through that way to help them.
When I saw that they actually took advantage of it and they grasped the opportunity, then I knew we were on to something. And I knew that it was going to make an impact.
Because we're going through the process, transformation. All of us had to go through that process. And it works. Academy, this place works. I promise you it works.
Tonight, first at 6, Folly Beach Police prepared for a rumored gathering today on the beach. That gathering, though, didn't happen. Earlier this week, Folly Beach Director of Public Safety Andrew Gilreath said he was bringing in additional help from outside law enforcement. Our Conley Grayson joins us live from the beach tonight. Conley, what did you see out there today?
Driving around Folly today, we saw police at the entrance to the town and many more officers parked in their cars, driving on four-wheelers and patrolling the beach. Now, we spoke with Chief Andrew Gilreath, who says the department is glad they prepared and kept the community safe.
I think the weather helped us out a little bit today. It's just been a heavy presence, running traffic, doing some traffic stops and patrolling the beach.
Folly Beach Director of Public Safety, Chief Andrew Gilreath, requested and got assistance from multiple law enforcement agencies, something that made beachgoers feel protected.
We're kind of curious looking around, and you see SLED, you see Charleston County, you see EMS, and just makes you feel like you're safe.
Folly is more like a touristy destination, but I also think there's like a lot of locals and it's fairly like family oriented, especially with the beach and the pier and everything like that.
We try to, when at all possible, we have information that something may or may not happen, we're going to staff up and try to prepare as much as we can.
Posts about the gathering had been circulating on social media, and police did not want it to become another situation like the IOP shooting last Friday.
They understand that the community was worried after what happened on Isle Palms, and this is something that hopefully these relationships, we'll continue to lean on them when we need to, and kind of run this through the rest of the summer as much as we can, and so everybody has a safe, summer year.
Gilreath says when they call in assistance, it's not just for routine patrols.
A lot of times it's the manpower, it's some of the intelligence resources, the crime analysts, and things that a smaller agency isn't able to, staff.
Gilreath hopes the beachside communities and outside law enforcement agencies can continue this collaboration through the summer.
We've had a lot of meetings and we've communicated well about, let's not just make sure that this is a one-day thing. Let's try to spread this out to make sure, the Charleston community in general feels safe, whether they come to Folly or they go to Isle Palms or Sullivan's Island or Edisto.
And while police are glad nothing came of the event, they say that the rest of the agencies will continue to patrol throughout the rest of the week and weekend.
It will reduce crime and it will save lives.
That's Republican Senator Greg Hembry on a new proposal to reform the bond system. The bill passed in the Senate and House, but both sides need to come to a compromise before it can become law. Floriana Bourbon tells us about the bond reform bill that may close what some call the revolving door.
Significant potential changes may be coming to South Carolina's legal system.
You get charged with a second violent offense while out on bond for a violent offense, or if your second offense is a gun-related felony, you stay in jail.
Former Attorney General Charlie Condon says H.R. 3532 will fix what some call the flawed revolving door of the criminal justice system. If you're out on bond for a violent offense and commit another violent crime, your bond will be revoked.
No bond. The magistrate is without authority to set bond. That person stays in jail. It'll stop the catch and release. Only the circuit judge can set a bond later.
This bill only impacts defendants with violent criminal charges or charges of a felony involving a gun. If those defendants are charged with another crime while out on bond, instead of going to magistrate court, they'll go before a circuit court judge.
The point of it is you get a more thorough evaluation, and that's really what we're looking for.
Senator Greg Hembry pushed the bill through the Senate. He says the bill ensures defendants charged with repeated violent crimes don't slip through the cracks.
I know that there will be people that will not end up dead because these people are having to wait for their trial date behind bars instead of being on the street.
The bill will go to a conference committee next week before both chambers vote on the legislation. If both the House and Senate approve it, it'll go to the governor.